Wow, so close together. They are called a witch's circle. It's a very beautiful phenomenon in this time of year when you can see in the forest all these mushrooms going inside of a circle. And so they are called a witch's circle because sometimes in these moments of the year, witches could be seen around going inside of a circle wherever these mushrooms were. And so they said they are witches' circles. Speaking of witches' circles, when I was a child, I had an assignment from school to explain a bit more about, and that was my choice, to have an explanation about witches. And the subject seemed interesting to me, so I said to them, I'm going to have giving to you an explanation about witches. And so I did, and I had a straight ace. Actually, in Belgium they give numbers, so it was a 10. Yeah, because I was so interested into this. But there were some things that I didn't understand. Like, for example, these witches, whenever they came together, especially back in the day, especially here in Belgium, witches were often seen naked. And they said it was like some kind of a dance or a ritual they had with the devil. So they said, of course, because everyone was Christian, so be careful if you are something else. In this case, they came together, going inside of a circle and went totally naked. And only from the moment that I was awakened on the dragon's path could I understand why this was. Because I was transforming to become a witch. I was transforming to become a witch because I was using magic, I was doing manipulation. Suddenly, everything that happened was something that I could understand from everything that witches did, because I'm doing witchcraft. I'm trying to do magic. I'm trying to do everything, all for my dragon and all for myself, so that we can be connected to each other. And now, more than ever, I came to understand why witches went naked when they came together. Skyclad, they named it. Because I often saw the dragon, and sometimes inside of rituals, I could see through the eyes of dragons. And that is amazing. I'm saying it quickly, but in fact, whenever you have this phenomenon, it's actually something that changes your life forever. But what I could understand while seeing through the eyes of the dragon, I could understand that the dragon looks at your spirit. They can just make you transparent inside of your body, and they can see your spirit, and they can see what the energy that is so draconic about you. Oh, more witches circles. Beautiful. They can see the energy inside of you. That is how they can detect you. That is how they know who you are, because they look at your spirit. Their spirit is very much connected to you. And that is what I came to understand, that your clothes, for example, they cover you. They cover your spirit so that the dragon could not see it, or no other spirit could see it. But also, inside of these witches' circles, when they came together, it was a dance among spirits. So, of course, all of these Catholics back in the day, they saw only naked women dancing together. But in fact, these naked women was just a spiritual dance, having a spiritual dance together alongside with the gods and spirits that they are worshipping and they are trying to reach out for. So I'm not sure whoever the gods are and whoever the spirits are from other branches of witches, but in our case, I could very much understand why they were doing this. They were doing this to reach out for their gods and spirits. Of course, it was not the God and spirit of the Catholics, and that is why they demonized this, because they didn't understand what they were doing, because all of these ceremonies and rituals that witches were doing were completely different than what they were doing. And so it was, not moral for them. It's like something wild. But that is just it. If you have to do magic, it's going to be wild. It's going to be something unorthodox, let's say this. Because everything that that is what I felt. I needed to do this. I needed to get my clothes out so that the dragon could see me in how I was. So if I can only recommend this, if you are trying to if you are inside of your room all alone, sometimes it is actually better to let the dragon see you how you are, so that you are that you don't have clothes on, that you completely, it's all gone. So that's it's not only the dragon, it's other spirits as well. Spirits with a high energy and high connection with nature. They have this this vision over you, that they can see your soul, you see your spirit. And but they can see it best when you don't have a cover over you. So this is actually skyclad. I didn't understand why they were doing this, but once I was awakened, I understand very much. Because this is the best way to have a dragon dance. A dragon dance is when your spirit is just moving and intertwining, just curling with each other. Your spirit with that of the dragon is actually having a nice, actually it's much more than nice, an interaction between each other among spirits. That is also not only skyclad, but at the same time astral projection. Because you are opening yourself to that of a dragon. And your dragon might try to have you out of your body. So like, come along, let's have this dance. Let's intertwine with each other. Let's have this ceremony with each other. That is very beautiful. I had this on Halloween night many years ago. I was naked. I was inside of the city. I didn't really care. I was so entranced with with my dragon, eyes on the dragon, and I was completely away. I was having two special, not only emotions, but I've had two phenomena at the same time. I was doing skyclad while it was going on in the night, I was more and more astral projecting. Astral projection doesn't have to work in just, I'm going out of my body in just a second. No, it can take hours for your spirit to go out. And it might be, and that is what dragons do, and hear me close, that is what dragons are trying to do, many dragons in the most cases. And you don't have to be afraid for this, because it might change you. That is what dragons are trying to do. They try to get you out of your body. And that is not dangerous at all. The dragon is always by your side to put you back in. But in fact, that is what the dragons are trying to do. Get out of your body and just interact with me. That is what so many dragons are trying to do. Don't be afraid of that phenomena, because this will be something beautiful. It might have happened before, whenever you are asleep, and it might say, I'm dreaming, but in fact you're not. You're not dreaming, you're just seeing it, because now you are astral projecting. And while you are doing this, time works different. Everything works different. You are not anymore in this place. You are in one leg in the dragon realm. And that is also what they are trying to do. They are trying to make you in connection with the dragon realm whenever you are astral projecting. And that is why it's very interesting to have this skyclad ceremony. So whenever you are trying to do a ritual in skyclad, it can be that your dragon is trying to get you out of your body. Don't be afraid of this phenomenon. It's very beautiful to have this. And it might be that a lot of things will become clear, that you might understand a lot more whenever this is happening. So don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of change, especially don't be afraid of change, because you can only change with the dragon by your side to who you really are, and to not what is just artificial. That is what is not you. Witches circles everywhere in this forest. I love it. That is just a very good theme of what I want to say. Witches go to inside of a circle, go naked inside of the forest, and have this dance with the spirits and gods. That is also what happens. Not only your spirit might do it, your guardian by your side. It can even be Quetzalcoatl or Fafnir that are trying to do it. They are trying to reach out for you and have you out of your body. It's so beautiful whenever your dragon is trying to get you out of your body, this astral projection. It seems a bit scary when this happens, but it's not. It's really not. No, it shouldn't be scary. It should be a very interesting experience. So I cannot say it enough. Try it out. Just whenever you are feeling good on a good night. You don't have to be forced, of course not forced, but if you are feeling good, if you are feeling well, then I recommend Skyclad, so that you can have an astral projection together, to have a dragon dance, to have this and a dragon dance is also just being called because it seems like a dragon dance, but in fact it is just your dragon that is trying to touch you and trying to reach out for you whenever you are dancing with the dragon, whenever you are laying down there and your spirit is over your body and your spirit is going like this, and your dragon as well. This is in fact because they want to fuel your spirit, to fill it up with information, to fill it up with energy, to awaken it even more, so that in fact your dragon is trying to have a conversation with you whenever you are doing this, but as well as just pure, beautiful moment that you have with your dragon. This interaction that you have, this dragon dance, is very intense, but intense in a good way. If you want to do this, just feel it as, if you have a very good night, if you are feeling good, if you are really into your dragon this morning or this evening, especially evening, if you are really into your dragon this evening and you really want to interact with your dragon, then put away your clothes and have a dragon dance.